They say it's a big rich town. I just come from the poorest part. Legal or illegal, baby, I gotta make it. What's up, y'all? This is Ty. I am here to review season 4, episode 2 of Power Book 2 Ghosts. This is the final season, and this episode is titled To Thine Own Self. But before I get into this review, I gotta give a shout out to my lovely subscribers. So shout outs to June BLC, Miss Tasha, Simply Be Yourself 100, Tayon's World, Lamont Simpson, The R.C. Kroger, Penny Atif, and all the rest of you wonderful, wonderful people that always tune in and always leave comments and hit that like button. So listen, hit that like button, leave me some comments, hit that subscribe button, hit that share button, because we want to keep this channel doing what? Going and growing. That's right. All right. Now, with all that being said, let's get down to this episode of Power Book 2 Ghosts, To Thine Own Self. Episode 2 of season 4. So Tariq and Braden are broke. But you know what made me laugh so much? After all this stuff that they was doing, only in TV world does this happen. After all that stuff they was doing, they back in school. They are back in school. I'm like, yo, hold up. Everybody in school. Effie, Diana, Tariq, everybody's back in school after all those shenanigans. They are back in school. But the problem is Tariq is broke. He getting financial aid. He's got 3 different jobs to cover all this. I remember those days of the financial aid. And I was at this private school that I could not afford. And I had the okay, I'm telling my own business. Nothing ain't about me, but I could relate to that. Like, yo, school was expensive. School was quite expensive. But what was I saying? But he's back. He's not used to this life, and it's killing him. Braden ain't used to it, and as we see, you know, there ain't more trust fund money. Braden is disowned by his family, and it's looking like his family's hurting from that Ponzi scheme thing too, because you see Braden go down the block, try to talk to Daddy. Daddy called him a white monkey in the last episode. Now, he didn't even speak to him. He saw him and was like, shh, get on up out of here. But it looks like they're moving, so the Westons ain't doing so well either. But this is another thing that's going on. As Tariq is at one of his little jobs, what's the new name? What's Michael Ealy's character name? I think Detective Carter. Detective Carter is on his ass, and he's like, dude, I know that you killed Agent Valdez. I know about your raggedy daddy. I know all about you. You can play innocent all you want, but I know what you are. You're trying to act like you're just some school student. Nah, I know what you are, and I'm going to get you. And he says to him, ain't your mother about to come out of witness protection? They about to kick her up out of there. So now that prompts Tariq to go pay his mother a visit. So Detective Carter is on him, and I'm like, yo, Detective Carter already has a chip on his shoulder because he's bitter, and rightfully so, over the unfortunate murder of his own wife. So he's got an axe to grind, and he gonna clean up shop. That's what he's here to do. We even see him messing with Noma's man. Like, he's not playing with them. He ain't playing. But anyway, Tariq goes over to see his mother in Nowhereville, because, you know, she's still under witness protection. And another one broke in How the Mighty Have Fallen, because Tasha was Miss It, the queen bee. She had all the money. Imagine you go from living in a nice, fancy apartment in Tribeca or wherever they were supposed to be living, and now you working in Walmart or one of those places, just looking pitiful. And I'm not knocking those jobs, but I'm saying when you go from that to that, it's like, wow, you had everything, but you had everything the crooked way. But I know it's a very humbling experience for her. It's like she has to do it, and then she got to put up with this dude talking to her any kind of way, whatever. And Tariq didn't like that. She's like, listen, you stay out of it. You shouldn't be here. Don't mess these things up. I got to make some money. Got to save some money for your little sister so she can, this family been through a lot, so your little sister so she can be all right. And so he doesn't like how that guy grabbed on his mother, and rightfully so. But she told him, let me handle it. But of course, in true Tariq fashion, he went out and handled it. And roughed the old man up and knocked his groceries down. That's why you do that to that old man. But I get it. You don't play. Some people you don't play when it comes to mama. You don't play. And I get that. So while that's going on, we go on over to Monet, who is recovering at home. and she's, trying to figure out who shot her, and she's all sore, whatever. Drew is not having it. Drew don't care nothing about her recovery. He want her still dead, which is crazy. And she's trying to figure this out. And I almost felt like she overheard. She did overhear them, but does she know? Because at first she was suspecting that it was Kane, and they trying to suspect this. She wants to know who tried to kill her. And I thought she was getting close to find out it was her own children. But, she's not the greatest of mothers anyway. But it's like, that's crazy. But now, let's move on down. Oh, she does something ridiculous in this episode now. She ain't doing too well, but she decides when she finds out that Noma's trying to make a deal with the Russians, she gonna go confront Noma. Now, Noma was able to get a deal, this was a little far-fetched for me, but I'll ride with it. Effie went into the Russians and convinced them to meet with Noma. And as they were about to meet with Noma, here come Monet, and Monet just screwed that whole thing up. And that was crazy. Like, thank you, Monet. What's going on with that? Why you just screwed that whole thing up? So now they back at square one. So then Noma's pissed off, and Noma's like, you know what? Now she tells Kane, since your mother messed this up, now you gotta fix it. So Kane and Effie go in there to try to fix it. They fix it. They make a deal. That's a deal about, selling arms, selling weapons or whatever. Noma's pissed off about that deal, and she almost takes Kane out at first, has him choked up. Then he says something that she likes, and she's like, you know what? You think the way I think. You know what she tells homeboy? Guard dog, leave us alone so that me and him can talk over some scotch. Now, what's going to happen when they talk over some scotch? I wonder. Is there going to be a little romance going on there? What's going to happen with that? Meanwhile, Diana is pregnant. Now, I'm trying to figure out who's the father. Is it going to be Tyreek, or is it going to be the student? I forgot that dude's name that was writing the poems and stuff. I wonder who's going to be the father. What if it's Tariq? What if it's Tyreek? Oh, these are the two options, because those are the two men we saw her messing with. So that's interesting that she's pregnant. So yeah, this episode was pretty good. The wheels are moving, the wheels are turning. We don't know where things are going to go, but this is the final season, so anything going to happen. And somebody going to get killed, somebody going to get hurt. Who's going to go first is the question. I just cannot wait till Monet finds out that it's her kids. Even though I think she kind of has a clue. But then she even went and spoke to Tariq about this whole situation, and he told her he ain't had nothing to do with it, this, that, and the third. But it's getting interesting. It's getting good. So I thought this was a pretty good episode. Really interesting. I still was laughing because I was like, y'all really trying to make me believe that these kids are back in school after all of that. They just let them back in school just like that. But it's television, right? But it's television. But it was still a good episode. It was still a decent episode. But I guess maybe next week's episode, the action is going to ramp up again. We're going to see what's going on. We're going to see what's going to happen. What are the power moves going to be? What's Monet's next move? What's Noma's next move? What's Kane's next move? And how these two, Tariq and Braden, get back in the game. That's going to be interesting. So that's all I have for now. Thank you all for watching. You tell me your thoughts down below. If I missed something, leave it in the comment section. How you felt about this episode. How you feeling about this season so far. But please, like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you all in the next video.